Biafrans, good afternoon from here, good evening, good morning, everyone. Thank you, lovely Biafrans. We love you. This is our return from from Finland, Lahti, Finland, where we went to declare and restore the restoration of Biafra. Lovely Biafrans, we love you all. We thank you all for all the support you gave to us. And as we are returning back, we want to bring to the world the New Testament of Biafra. The New Testament of Biafra. So everyone will know, because when you count one, you can be able to count two. You cannot count two before you count one. We are now in the New Testament of Biafra. We are going to also touch the little part of how the Biafran redeclaration was made. And we call it Biafran New Testament, Volume 1. It is going to be a very long series, which we are going to do. Very long series we are going to do. And the Declaration Committee of Biafra declared their own freedom. And here is how we are going to bring it to the world. How Biafra was declared and how we enter into the New Testament of Biafra. You are watching from 555 Vision. And as we salute all the people that is here, we call on you to join what we are doing. We love you, all of us of freedom, and we are marching forward. Ndewono, lovers of freedom, we are marching forward to New Testament of Biafra. We've been in Nigeria when the Old Testament, where the Old Testament took place. Now we are in Biafra, the New Testament. And you know, without Old Testament, you will not get to the New Testament. We want to bring to Biafrans how Biafra was declared in front of the whole world. Let's take it like this. We will take it this way. How Biafra was declared in front of the whole world.
Biafrans, thank you very much for your presence here. I want to recognize our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I want also to recognize our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpan Joko. They have given our people hope. They saw the tribulations our people are passing through, and they have done the needful. We are fortunate to have a prophet in the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who everybody testifies that everything he had prophesied had happened. In the same or comparable capacity, our Prime Minister has promised a lot of things, and pretty much everything he has promised, he has delivered, including this day. The Declaration Committee met severally and documented all our grievances, and I have their mandate to read them today for you, for everyone present here to endorse. So without wasting your time, this is the Declaration of Restoration of Independent United States of Biafra. Today is November 29th, 2024, here in Lahti, and Finland. We, the officials of Biafra Republic government in exile, Biafra de facto government in the homeland, and the delegates from across the world representing the constituent states of the United States of Biafra, who collectively and individually advocate for self-preservation of our people in the face of unrivaled genocidal onslaught by Nigeria government against our people in Nigeria and the 40 states of the United States of Biafra, have gathered here in Lahti, Finland, this day, November 29, 2024, to make the following declarations. Whereas we have endured political marginalization, economic deprivation, periodic massacre of Biafra people within Biafra land and across Nigeria since the 1914 amalgamation and creation of Nigeria. Whereas we have endured all this in hope that one day things would be better. Even the initial declaration of an independent state of Biafra and the 13-month civil war in which more than 5 million of our compatriots perished was not enough to steer Nigeria towards that elusive, inclusive, and prosperous future. Rather, despite its false claim of no victor, no vanquished, and false promises of the triple R, which refers to reconciliation, rehabilitation, and reconstruction, the Nigeria government constantly pursued a winner-takes-it-all policy discernibly reflective of a master-slave relationship. We have endured all this with so much reluctance to complain. We have resorted to self-help and strived to provide for ourselves basic necessities of life that ordinarily governments across the world provide for their citizens. We have carried on in the face of unimaginable hardship until our very existence became threatened beyond human tolerance limits. In 1999, we started nonviolent agitation with flags. Instead of sending negotiators to address our agitation, the Nigeria government resorted to systematic killings of our people, aiming to exterminate all the agitators and killing tens of thousands of Biafrans in the process, and harvesting the organs of thousands of those they abducted. Nigeria government intensified its widespread massacre of Biafra people under the Fulani-controlled government of Muhammadu Buhari in 2015 and has continued since then. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, escaped assassination when Nigeria military invaded his home on September 17, 2017, an invasion that left 28 other Biafrans dead. 3 years later, Nigeria went as far as abducting our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in Kenya and renditioning him to Nigeria in June 2021, and has detained him in solitary confinement for more than 3 years now, despite 2 Nigeria court judgments and a United Nations work group on arbitrary detention mandating his release with compensation. These ongoing brutalities against our people serve as frequent reminder that the war that supposedly ended in 1970 never really ended. In response to the various shades of existential threats Nigeria is presenting to the people of Biafra, and out of the natural law of self-defense and consistent with the United Nations and African Union charters on people's right to self-defense, we started carrying arms officially in 2022. Now, therefore, to protect ourselves from government-sponsored violence, we have reached an incontrovertible conclusion that self-determination and self-governance are the only viable permanent solutions against ongoing violence orchestrated by the Nigeria state against the indigenous people of Biafra, and both give us state power to protect ourselves from external aggression, such as invasion by Fulanis from other countries, which Nigeria is not preventing but facilitating. On the basis of these and many more grievances listed hereunder, and knowing fully well that we are a group of people confronting several extenuating circumstances that collectively make our people an endangered species, and knowing fully well that the only means for our collective survival is self-preservation and self-determination, we are taking these steps to declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra, also known as the Confederating States of Biafra. Permanent solutions against ongoing violence orchestrated by the Nigeria state against the indigenous people of Biafra, and both give us state power to protect ourselves from external aggression, such as invasion by Fulanis from other countries, which Nigeria is not preventing but facilitating. On the basis of these and many more grievances listed hereunder, and knowing fully well that we are a group of people confronting several extenuating circumstances that collectively make our people an endangered species, and knowing fully well that the only means for our collective survival is self-preservation and self-determination, we are taking these steps to declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra, also known as the Confederating States of Biafra.
Please, as you are watching, I want you to be picking some points, so that you can be able to know how everything went and how everything goes. As we always hear preaching from this channel, letting Biafrans to know each and every dot that happened. That is our job. So as you are here, try to be picking whatever that happened, so that you will not make a mistake when you are letting people know how Biafra is declared. Oh yeah.
And self-determination, We are taking these steps to declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra, also known as the Confederating States of Biafra. Before independence in 1960, population distribution in Nigeria conformed to global trends, in which population centers are in lower elevation regions with better climate and easy access to water, food, and shelter. In 1960, Nigeria was comprised of 3 supposedly equal regions: North with 14 provinces, East with 12 provinces, and West with 9 provinces. This meant that the North had 14 provinces, while the South had 21 provinces. However, after independence, and with political power in the hands of unscrupulous elements from the North, the geopolitical distortion began in the most senseless manners. Nigeria became a country where human settlements violated laws of nature, with outrageous claims that more people live in the hot, arid North than the mild coastal South. Gradual and arbitrary creation of states by mainly military leaders from the North over the years resulted in the North today having 19 states and 414 local government areas, while the South has 17 states and 355 local government areas. This distortion in the geopolitical structure of Nigeria has been used to politically and economically marginalize the people of Biafra. Because the number of states and local governments are directly used for political representation and revenue allocation to the disadvantage of the South, even though as much as 90% of the resources sustaining Nigeria come from oil and gas resources in Biafra land. Distortions in geopolitical structure, resource control, religious incompatibility, and a larger ambition by the Fulani oligarchy to make Nigeria a Fulani country are at the core of instability and insecurity in Nigeria. And all avenues by indigenous people to seek redress have been met with brute force. Such brute force has resulted in military invasion of numerous communities in Biafra land and indiscriminate killings of people in those communities at genocidal scale. For example, Section 1 of the Biafra Declaration Handbook captures several of the Nigeria government-sponsored killings in the hinterland of the United States of Biafra, also called the Southeast, as well as the South-South. Notably, Ezu River massacre under Governor Peter Obi, Onisha Mpo massacre under Governor Obiano, Ogbaru massacres under Governor Soludo, Obibo massacre under Governor Wike, Ohafia and Aba massacres, including 150 youths praying at Ngwa High School and another hundreds of innocent Biafrans on a parade in Aba, as well as the invasion of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's home that left at least 28 people dead under Governor Ikpeazu. Also, widespread Ebonyi massacres under Governor Umahi, widespread Enugu massacres under Governor Ugwuanyi, widespread Imo massacres, including repeated invasions of Izombe, Olo, Osu, under Governor Zodimma. Nigeria terrorist forces also unleashed mayhem and killed hundreds of Biafrans who were celebrating in Port Harcourt Donald Trump's victory in the 2016 US presidential election. In all days, tens of thousands of Biafrans have been killed. But the coastal regions of Biafra have also not been spared in these killings, and more than 4,000 people were killed between 1999 and 2024. In particular, Ode massacre in 1999, Kwale massacres in 1999, and ongoing Ozoro Ole massacres 1999, 2003, Uweru massacres 2021 to 2023, Okuama massacre 2024, Olodiama massacre 2024, and not to forget one of the worst recorded massacres in human history in Asaba, 1967-70. Also, the eastern flank of Biafra, covering former Cross River and Akwa Ibom states, has its record of Nigeria government-sponsored killings, including in 2021 when Nigeria military invaded the following communities with substantial loss of lives: Afahat, Ekot Apan, Okan, Owa, Ekot Afanga, Ntok Nsek, Ekot Upon Eto, Ekot Otu, Ekot Obok, Ntak Ekot Akan, and some other communities. Since after the 2021 invasion, the military has maintained presence there and are frequently abducting people, killing them, harvesting their organs, snatching people's wives, and raping our women. They maintain checkpoints where travelers must disembark from their vehicles with arms raised while passing the checkpoint on foot. This pattern of military and police intimidation is commonplace in the whole of Biafra land. It beats our imagination how people's lives can be devalued this much in one's native country. In contrast, there has never been military invasion of communities in northern Nigeria, just as there are rarely communal clashes in the north, unlike the south. Because of Nigeria government's divide and rule strategy in the south, several communities are separated from historical alliances and forced into new ones, often with poorly defined boundaries. Such machinations by the Nigeria government have been responsible for the spate of boundary-inspired communal clashes in Biafra land, which is relatively absent in the north. The United States of Biafra will reunite communities along natural and historical boundaries and bring an end to boundary disputes. Aside from killings directly conducted by Nigeria government, various Fulani-affiliated terrorist groups such as Boko Haram, ISWAP, Fulani herdsmen, in their desire to displace indigenous people and take over their lands, are invading communities and slaughtering them in a scale never seen before. For example, many Fulani-installed kings and political appointees forcefully seize indigenous people's lands and transfer the lands to Fulanis. The Oba of Benin is reported to have sold in 3 years 1,200 acres of land to Aligoke Dangote, and Dangote trucks are used to ship in Fulani terrorists into these lands, from where the Fulanis operate and unleash terror in the neighboring communities and the entire coastal region, especially in Eka State, former Delta State, where the kidnappers in Eka land come from Benin, former Edo State. The Fulani terrorists and kidnappers in Awu in Abovo County reportedly will make you cook for them, cook for the terrorists, and have you watch them rape your wife in order to spare your life. And you have to pay 5 million naira for them to release your wife to you. Furthermore, kidnapping and rape by Fulani herdsmen in several communities in Delta State like Ibide and Avre in Isoko have been reported. Such attacks have contributed to farmers not being able to access their net lands, resulting in widespread hunger and poverty. Repeated attacks by Fulani terrorists and killer herdsmen in 2001, 2010, and 2023, and early part of 2024 in Uweru Kingdom in Urobo Isoko led to over 300 persons losing their lives. In the eastern flank of the United States of Biafra, Fulani terrorists are operating unchallenged as they have established terrorist cells at Obanliku, Obudu, Bumaji, Ogoja, Akampa, Mbak, which they renamed Nasarawa, Bogobri, where they sell human parts of those they killed, particularly those that are unable to pay ransoms. Often the military is accused of complicity or in the minimum unwilling to prevent or stop these atrocities from happening. It was on the account of this that General T.Y. Danjuma famously said that the military colludes with the invading terrorists, and that if we wait for the military to protect us, we would all die. And he consequently asked indigenous people to explore opportunities for self-defense. And that's what we are doing. We are not committing terrorism. Rather, we are defending ourselves against terrorism. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not inciting violence and is not committing terrorism. Rather, he was sensitizing his people against terrorist threats. In the same vein, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is not committing terrorism. Rather, he is defending his people against terrorism. I stand here to say that all over the world, killing people is called homicide, and it's a crime. But in Nigeria, Fulanis are killing people all over the country. They are committing homicide, but the Nigerian government doesn't treat their killings as homicide. Rather, they give them all manner of entitlement, okay? Rather, what they treat as terrorism is you defending yourself. So, Nigeria government wants you to let Fulani kill you. In fact, they want you to bend your neck so that when Fulani strikes you once, your head falls off. And we said we wouldn't do that. And because of that, we are hell-bent defending ourselves against terrorism, including against Britain. Okay? BBC interviewed Ahmadu Bello in 1964. And if you listen to that interview, you will see that Nigeria was never one country. And Britain forcing us to be in the same country is exercising futility. Since the April 14, 2014 abduction of the Chibok girls and Nigeria government's refusal to rescue the girls, Boko Haram and other Fulani invaders have acted with so much impunity, leaving extreme savagery in their trail. October 30, 2024, the press reports that Fulani invaders have taken over the largest Nigerian military training camp in the north. There is no word yet from the government. Even the blind can see the game plan. As Nigeria deployed its military down south, foreign invaders overrun the north. The entirety of the confederating states of Biafra have come to the realization that without state autonomy, it is impossible for us to exercise full control over our land, which makes it easy for grabbing by invading terrorist headers who, despite being armed, also enjoy protection from the military if indigenous people are to confront them. The political and economic marginalization of people of Biafra are well documented in sections 1 and 2 of the Biafra Declaration Handbook, and a few of them are listed here. The section titled Man's Inhumanity to Man, Nigeria's 1999 Constitution, a travesty, narrates how Nigeria's exclusive list is a grand plan to dispossess us of our natural inheritance. It is noteworthy that while the Nigeria government has added every imaginable resource in the South to the exclusive list, comparable resources in the North are left under the control of the North, such that oil, gas, and solid minerals, including salt, in the South are in the exclusive list and therefore under the control of the Nigeria government. Whereas similar resources in the north, for example, gold in Zamfara, is not controlled by the Nigeria government, it is controlled by Zamfara people. While Nigeria government cuts away the proceeds from oil and gas exploration, our people are left to suffer the environmental degradation caused by exploration and production activities and the associated oil spills that have ruined aquatic life, fishing, and access to potable water in the region. Preceding the 1999 Constitution was Abuja 1989 Declaration that set out an Islamic agenda to transform Nigeria into an Islamic state. They sought to make Nigeria a member of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, ensure that Muslims control strategic positions within the country, and ultimately have Nigeria ruled by a president and vice president of the Islamic faith, a feat they have achieved with the 2023 selection and coronation of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Yerima Shetima as president and vice president, respectively. Aside, many indices of religious incompatibility abound and frequently lay bare the deceit of one Nigeria. Times without number, Christians and Biafrans are killed by the Islamists in Nigeria over events that happen outside Nigeria. Notably, Nigeria was the only place in the world where Christians and Biafrans were killed over the US war against Taliban in Afghanistan in 2001. Whereas in other parts of the world, people protesting against the war burnt only American flags and George Bush's effigies. Likewise, a Danish cartoon of Prophet Muhammad in Denmark in September 2005 meant that many more Christians and Biafrans had to be killed by the Islamists in Nigeria. Between 2006 and 2007, hundreds of Biafrans were killed in various Islamic protests against the Danish cartoon of Prophet Muhammad in the north, notably on February 18, 2006 in Maiduguri. Northern states started implementing Sharia law after Nigeria swore in a president of the Christian faith, Olusegun Obasanjo, in 1999. States in the north, led by Zamfara State, started implementing Sharia law in 2000, and by 2002, it quickly spread across the north, and its spread was accompanied by religious violence against Christians, resulting in the massacre of thousands, most of them Biafrans. The Sharia law in the north under Obasanjo was the northern Islamic states' protest over having a Nigeria president of the Christian faith. Obasanjo had promised that Sharia implementation would fade away. Rather, it has flourished. The North has created Hizbah police to enforce Sharia law. With the enforcement of Sharia, they destroy businesses owned by Christians and Biafrans in the North. Nigeria was founded as a secular state, which it has lost by the impunity of Sharia law in the North and other excesses of their Islamic agenda. Today, they want to make Sharia law a federal law. As the month of October 2024 draws to a close, the Islamists in the National Assembly introduced a bill to make Sharia law a federal law. Despite the turmoil in the country, they are moving full speed with their Fulanization and Islamization agenda and don't give a damn about those resisting their agenda. Also, in many respects, Olusegun Obasanjo created the prevailing political succession challenges in Nigeria when he single-handedly prevented his vice, Atiku Abubakar, from succeeding him in 2007. Obasanjo sponsored someone else, Yar'Adua, who would die only 2 years into his presidency, making the Fulani accuse Obasanjo of knowing that Yar'Adua would die and consequently demanded the presidency returns to the North, even though Yar'Adua's vice, Goodluck Jonathan, constitutionally becomes the president in the event the president vacates the office by death. Given that implementation of Sharia in Nigeria was under a Yoruba president and a Muslim pair also under a Yoruba president, among other things, we can confidently conclude that Yorubas have served as willing tools for Islamizing Nigeria and shortchanging the South. August 23, 2024, as reported by Sahara Reporters, Tinubu government excludes Southeast institutions as NEL Fund publishes student loan disbursement to 19 universities and other higher institutions. Practically excludes both Southeast and South-South, with the exception of University of Benin. Tinubu appears ready to continue with the same pattern of exclusion Biafra territories, particularly the Southeast, suffered under Buhari. Of course, long ago, Ahmadu Bello boasted that any president who is not from the South to rule Nigeria must be employed to fulfill their Islamic agenda. The politics of exclusion of the Southeast and South-South have been common throughout Nigeria's history, and successive governments have pursued it with fervent fervor. But it particularly took a new dimension under the Buhari government. During Buhari's tenure, he borrowed money from international lenders, including 16 trillion naira meant for poverty alleviation, and spent all to the exclusion of the Southeast and South-South. He also created new federal universities, and none of those universities was in the Southeast. Many people recall how the COVID-era palliatives were given to other regions, but not to the Biafra territories of Southeast and South-South. No other group of people in the world can take even 1% of the maltreatment Biafrans have endured in Nigeria. Imagine Yoruba contributing nothing to Nigeria, but in a position deciding who to include or exclude in the scheme of things. Or these shenanigans from Nigeria make our freedom inevitable. What is the value of life if it is so bare and so ridiculously deprived and devalued? In addition to the pain marginalization and religious incompatibility have caused, cultural incompatibility is even as ominous as anything else we have discussed. Many people argue that Fulanis value cattle above and beyond human lives. This was recently a subject of discussion at the Nigeria National Assembly. Such value system has wreaked untold havoc on millions of Nigerians and Biafrans. The Fulani disregard for human lives underlies their propensity to commit genocide as scales not seen in modern human history, which makes it seem like we are reliving the Stone Age again. Hundreds of Biafrans were killed between 1993 and 1998 in northern Nigeria because of Moshood Abiola, who was believed to have won the June 12, 1993 election that was subsequently annulled. Many more Biafrans were also killed when Abacha and Abiola died between June 8 and July 7, 1998. On April the 24th, 2011, more than 1,000 Biafrans were killed after Goodluck Jonathan, a Christian and Biafran, was declared winner of the Nigeria presidential election over Fulani Muhammadu Buhari. Muslim youth went on rampage in northern towns and cities. Among those that died were Obinna Okpo Kiri, who returned from London to participate in the National Youth Service Corps program and was posted to Bauchi State. Also killed was Eukaria Remi, a 2010 graduate of the University of Nigeria, serving in Damaturu, Yobe State. Several of these Islamist-inspired killings are spread over northern Nigeria and can occur at any time without notice. Other instances include Fulani invasion of communities in Biafra land, including Ehamufu, Izombe, Obanliku, Obudu, Bumaji, Ogoja, Akampa, Mbak, Bogobri, Ibide, Avre, Uweru, and other places, as well as Fulani killings and slaughtering of people who are unable to pay ransom, and in many instances, even after paying ransom. It does not make sense making references to one Nigeria when it is obvious that Nigeria is not one, has never been one, and will never be one. Anybody that listened to Ahmadu Bello and his doctrine of Igbo hate and exclusion as he encapsulated in his notorious interview with the BBC in 1964, which is the template the Fulani has been acting out, as evidenced by Yerima Shetima's late infamous phone call with Ibikunle Amosun, and still thought there was a country called Nigeria or one Nigeria, that still believed the disparaged group belonged together with the disparaging group, must share some responsibility for the avoidable carnage from the forced union of people that have nothing in common. In the north, all Biafrans are identified as Igbo. So when you hear Ahmadu Bello mention Igbo, don't think you are not included because you don't see yourself as Igbo. When it starts happening, the North doesn't separate the man from Monisha from that from Uyo or Aba. Neither do they separate the man from Enugu from the one from Calabar, just as they don't separate the man from Owerri or Port Harcourt from the man from Esan, Warri, or Yenagoa. The North sees all of us as one. They only divide us as a tool to weaken us and cheat us. We cannot be second-class citizens in our native country. We would all embrace diversity if it means live and let live. But this is not the case. Diversity in Nigeria means die so that Fulani may live. They want to kill us and take over our lands. For Fulani to grow their cattle rearing business, they want to ruin our crop growing business. They feed their cattle with our farms, and the Nigerian government does not think that this is unacceptable. They kill us, and Nigerian government has never made any effort to stop the killing or fish out the killers. Rather, the government goes after anyone with ability to protect his or herself. They say they want to dip their Quran in the Atlantic Ocean, and they are meticulously pursuing that agenda. And nothing will stop them except we will rise up to stop them. Of course, as we are doing. August 26, 2024, reports of new Fulani massacre of indigenous people in Zamfara State, similar to Fulani killings in Plateau State on the eve of Christmas, December 24, 2023. Video on social media shows over 200 people lying dead while the terrorists scream their jihadist lingo, Allahu Akbar, apparently praising their God for killing the people. Hundreds of innocent, defenseless people slaughtered. As usual, no word or speech from the Nigerian president condemning the atrocities or commiserating with the people. The politicians pretend that nothing happened. Nigerians are also indifferent, underscoring colossal lack of value for human life. Nigerians can arrange protests against hunger, but not against senseless loss of life, possibly because Fulani has succeeded in conditioning the country to accept Fulani crimes as normal. Even though this is happening in the north, we have compassion on our fellow indigenous people and must speak out on their behalf. Biafra independence is the only thing that will stop Fulani avowed ambition to kill all of us. September 27, 2024, Biafrans are stunned by the report of Nigeria government's plan to relocate people displaced in the north to Ehimembano in the former Imo State. Nigeria, having failed to protect its citizens from external aggression, now by this act appear to be ceding to the terrorists control of the places they have invaded and displaced indigenous people. Nigeria can deploy its military to regain control of these places and return the displaced people to their ancestral homes. But Nigeria can deploy its military to keep Biafrans resisting the invasion and now have the effrontery to even think of bringing the so-called displaced people to the region they have until now defamed as being insecure. If you allow these people into Biafra, it will not be long before they would ask for more land. They would want an emir, and they would want Sharia. In other words, whoever that is planning to bring the so-called displaced people are invariably laying foundation for perpetual conflict in the future. Nnamdi Azikiwe mortgaged our future in one Nigeria, but Hope Uzodinma appear hell-bent on plunging our future into a bottomless pit abyss. Biafrans will not let that happen. Ehimembano is a few kilometers from the Atlantic Ocean, and definitely this planned relocation of the jihadists to Biafra land surreptitiously brings to reality their age-long desire to dip their Quran in the Atlantic Ocean. We will not let that happen. As the Biafra government led by His Excellency Ekpa Simon Njoku has said, we will only take refugees after our independence from Nigeria. As November 2024 rolls in, Lakurawa, a new entrant into the Nigeria terrorism industry, emerges in the Sokoto and Kebbi parts of the Northwest, and within days has killed scores of people. This latest terrorist group is reported to be made up of nationals of Mali, Niger, etc. Terrorists will keep coming because Fulanis and jihadists from all over the world have seen how easy the Nigeria government has made invading its territory and killing indigenous people or abducting them for ransom. It is left for us to do nothing and be killed, or do something and be free. We have chosen to do something and be free. Fulani would like to argue that ECOWAS treaty allows free movement of people, even though ECOWAS treaty may have allowed free movement of people through defined ports of entry and exit, and not through the bushes. No country would be obligated to uphold a treaty that creates existential threat for its citizens. Those that call themselves legislatures at the National Assembly have never considered a bill to secure the northern border, either because they are in denial of the problem or they are so scared to propose a solution. As such, are willing to let defenseless indigenous populations slaughtered every day. Now, therefore, in the circumstances, the inhuman experiences we have been subjected to, and out of conviction that the oppressors are increasingly more brazen, will stop at nothing in their desire to deprive us of amenities of life, eliminate us, and take over our natural inheritance. We, the people of Biafra, are left with no other choice than to take concrete steps to self-preserve and self-determine. And on the basis of the Biafra self-referendum conducted between February 1, 2024 and November the 28th, 2024, and Lati Convention delegates votes authorizing using the outcome of the referendum to declare restoration of Biafra independence, we are compelled to, on behalf of the people of the United States of Biafra, declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra pit abyss. Biafrans will not let that happen. A human banner is a few skilled scores of people. This latest terrorist group is reported to be made up of nationals of Mali, Niger, who would like to argue that ECOWAS treaty allows free movement of people, even though ECOWAS treaty may have allowed free movement of people through defined ports of entry and exit, and not through the bushes. No country would be obligated to uphold a treaty that creates existential threat for its citizens. Those that call themselves legislatures at the National Assembly have never considered a bill to secure the northern border, either because they are in denial of the problem or they are so scared to propose a solution. As such, are willing to let defenseless indigenous populations slaughtered every day. Now, therefore, in the circumstances, the inhuman experiences we have been subjected to, an act of conviction that the oppressors are increasingly more brazen, will stop at nothing in their desire to deprive us of amenities of life, eliminate us, and take over our natural inheritance. We, the people of Biafra, are left with no other choice than to take concrete steps to self-preserve and self-determine. And on the basis of the Biafra self-referendum conducted between February 1, 2024 and November the 28th, 2024, and Lati Convention delegates votes authorizing using the outcome of the referendum to declare restoration of Biafra independence, we are compelled to, on behalf of the people of the United States of Biafra, declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra and on the basis of the Biafra self-referendum conducted between February 1, 2024 and November the 28th, 2024, and Lati Convention delegates votes authorizing using the outcome of the referendum to declare restoration of Biafra independence, we are compelled to, on behalf of the people of the United States of Biafra, declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra
Yes, lovely Biafrans. This is where Biafra was declared. Exactly this point. That is where Biafra was declared. And it's better everybody knows what happened here, both physical and the spiritual part of Biafra movement. Look at it again. It is good we keep this kind of a thing so people will know how Biafra was declared. Now look at it again. This is what we came to register. Now, here we enter the New Testament of Biafra. We see, from here we enter the New Testament of Biafra. Right here.
We have been subjected to, an act of conviction that the oppressors are increasingly more brazen, will stop at nothing in their desire to deprive us of amenities of life, eliminate us, and take over our natural inheritance. We, the people of Biafra, are left with no other choice than to take concrete steps to self-preserve and
Our topic is this: Biafra has been
And on the basis of the Biafra self-referendum conducted between February 1, 2024 and November the 28th, 2024, and Lati Convention delegates votes authorizing using the outcome of the referendum to declare restoration of Biafra independence, we are compelled to, on behalf of the people of the United States of Biafra, declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra
Happy independent Biafrans. Happy independent. This is how it happened. This is the joy. We try to bring back the joy. This is the joy that happened that day, and this is how it happens. Those who say if Mazen Nandekano will give them Biafra, it's better for them to die. Those who say instead the Simon never to give them Biafra, it is better for them to die. Those who say, who criticize a lot of people, look at how Biafra was declared, and the Biafra came through a natural way. Look at it, you see the joy.
The zoo is falling.
Happy independence. Biafra has made history. Congratulations to Biafra.
The zoo has fallen.
And from there, we can.
The zoo will crumble.
Restored with being restored.
They will feel the heat.
Restored.
We move
With every manner of sanity.
with speed, no limit.
How is Biafra restored?
They don't know what is coming. The zoo has
We declared
fallen.
Biafra, which has been what happened on the night 29th.
We move.
Is the redeclaration of Biafra. Now, Owazirike tried Biafra to the level he tried it.
Yes.
Then, Mazen
Yes.
Nandekano take over from Owazirike. The reason Mazen Nandekano is inside prison today is because of
To let
Igbo
the world
people,
know
because of Biafran people,
what is happening.
because of Nigeria,
Only
because of
Biafra.
Britain.
Only Biafra.
Then,
Only Biafra.
Mazen Nandekano did not declare Biafra.
We move.
Now, Mazen Nandekano say, go and listen to Simon
Yes.
Ekpa.
Yes.
He has the
The
dimension.
land of the rising sun.
And what was the job
The children of
of
God.
our leader Mazen
The
Nandekano?
chosen ones.
The job of our leader Mazen Nandekano
Yes.
was, God gave him message to go and deliver to people. Deliver to his people.
Yes, sir.
Then, more than 80 million people
The
of this
zoo
world
is coming.
listened to his message.
Yes.
A lot of people
Yes.
believed him. A lot of people doubted
We
him.
move.
A lot of people called for his head.
High spirit.
Now, what is the condition of Mazen Nandekano? He is
The zoo
inside prison.
has fallen finally.
When he is going, he said he is going to
They don't
lead
know
in
what's coming,
front
did they? Yes.
because
Yes.
Biafra is a spirit.
It's high time. Nebo.
Biafra must be restored with every sanity. Biafra is just kind of the example of the birth of Jesus Christ. Yahweh Yeshua HaMashiach,
Given. Freedom is
the
taken.
birth of Jesus Christ.
You must understand that.
Now, the message of Mazen Nandekano brought out Simon Ekpa. Then Simon Ekpa came. He came up with every mechanism
Thank you so much. Please, can you
which
go back to your seat,
Biafrans need to get Biafra restored. And as it is going on, he opened Montevideo Convention, which the restoration of Biafra was written inside the Montevideo Convention. And all the equipment and all the mechanism to get Biafra restored is inside Montevideo Convention signed onto
Please can you
United
give us
Nations
UC? Thank you so
and
much. God
the
bless you.
Human
Thank you so
Rights
much.
Organization. Then our prime minister then captured, he brought out everything we need to get Biafra restored. There is a message people is not following, and that message is what we are here to deliver. We are delivering this message from 555 Vision. We came to serve Biafra prepared because Chukwokike Abiyama called us to come and serve Biafra, to preach this gospel. Then, Ohaneze ndị Igbo, DOS, Eastern governors, Eastern elites, every one of them descended on our prime minister. We saw DOS celebrating. DOS says, instead, Simon Ekpa will bring Biafra. It is better Biafra doesn't come. And everybody keep fighting against this young man. What did he say? Lately, he delivered a message which he says, Biafran people will declare their own freedom on their own. Biafra people will gather and declare their own freedom on their own. That was his message. Those who is following Biafra and serving Biafra through spirit are the people who is understanding. And when you are in the spirit, then you can be able to understand the language of the gods. Then, because of a lot of things, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was inside prison for creating ESN. Our prime minister, he created the Biafran Liberation Army, the defense of Biafra. Then the time of to get Biafra restored, he departed. He delivered a message. He said, this message was on the 30th of November. He said, 2 weeks time, all the people supporting atrocities, all the people supporting atrocities happening against the indigenous people that found themselves in Nigeria, people will then see them. The social media, all information will bring all of them out. What do you see? Did you see DOS celebrating with Nigeria? Did you see Ifeanyi Ejiofor celebrating with Nigeria? Did you see Kanu Takano celebrating with Nigeria? Did you see the family of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu celebrating with Nigeria? Did you see them? And if you have seen them, it is up to you. And you took oath. Instead, Simon Ekpa will bring Biafra. It is better Biafra doesn't come. Simon Ekpa then give way. Who later declared Biafra? That is the question. Biafra has been declared. Who declared Biafra? His name is Honorable Okoma. Nobody knows him. He has not received any criticism, not from man, not from woman. He has not received any criticism, not from a man, not from a woman. No one knows him. And that is why they tell you that Biafra is a spirit. And those who understand the ways of the gods, who understand the spirit of Biafra, are the people fighting for Biafra. PM has been criticized. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been criticized.
Owazirike has been criticized. Peter Obi killed a lot of Masod members. Then, Ojukwu also was criticized. Ifajona betrayed him. Who declared Biafra? That is the question you have to ask yourself today. And the Biafra came like from the belly of a virgin. That is why it is sanity. Who are the people fighting for Biafra? Michael, the senator in America, he says he will stand for truth until Biafra is restored. He told Finland government, don't let the atrocity of Nigeria to destroy you. Elias, the chief of the lobby, he says that he is the one searching for countries that needed freedom. And when he entered in Google, in Wikipedia, he saw Biafra government in exile. Then he wrote to them, and the PM responded. God said, I will send your helper. Your helper will come for you. Your helper will come searching for you. Do you get the message now? I will send an angel who will look for you people. That's the message we came to deliver. We just finished today convention, and we have come to deliver this message to Biafrans. Biafra has been declared from a virgin. Biafra was delivered from a virgin because Biafra is a spirit. That is what you people must know. Owazirike did not declare Biafra that functioned. Ojukwu declared Biafra, which he saw what we are passing through. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not declare Biafra. Simon Ekpa did not declare Biafra. The person that declared Biafra is Honorable Owoma. And a lot of untold stories is behind as at today. So, lovely Biafrans, Biafra came through sanity. Sanity in order for Biafra to fulfill the dream, the long-awaited dream everybody is waiting for. That is what happened. Biafra will not come back of anyone that has a lot of criticisms. That's why Okoma declared Biafra. You cannot understand, and some people will understand. Those critical thinkers, mental toughness and the mental capability. That is what we are delivering. Biafra has been declared through a virgin. The birth of Biafra came from a virgin. That's what we are telling you people today, because this Biafra is a spirit. Thank you, lovers of freedom. Share this message and let it circulate. Those mental toughness and mental capability, critical thinkers, go and interpret what we are talking about.
Yes, lovers of freedom, I hope we delivered the message very well. You sent us to go to Finland, and this is what we come back with. This is the message, and we bring it clearly how Biafra was restored. And we title from today, we title our message today, Biafran New Testament. And from this Biafran New Testament, anytime we come here, we will be running and revising everything that happened in Finland until we get them in stock before we will start our preaching. A lot of things happened in Finland. Many things happened. We went there, we saw, we witnessed it, we breathed it, we eat it, we shit it, everything that happened. We will be running it until all the New Testament is complete before we go back to the preaching of the Bible, the Biafran gospel and Bible. Everyone that is here, you understand that this is 555 vision, Biafran gospel and the Bible, and we are now into the New Testament of Biafra. This is how Biafra was redeclared, and the Biafra has come to serve its purpose, the light of Africa, the light of Africa. In Biafra, Africa died, and the resurrection of Biafra is the resurrection of Africa. And finally, someone, if you have ever seen him or anybody that has criticized him once, write it in the comment section. But if you have not seen anybody that have criticized the person that redeclared the Biafra, then keep short and join the chorus. Enjoy your life and enjoy your freedom, because Biafra came according to how God planned it. Then, lovely Biafrans, we will stop here for now. This is our New Testament from this Biafran gospel. Thank you. We love you all as we return another, maybe this evening, if that. We have to return and continue. Please, if you have not subscribed to 555 Vision, please try to do so. If you have subscribed, try to do so. Then, please, Biafrans, I want to do this announcement. We are, let me bring it out, what is happening. We will bring it out, this announcement, we need to do it for Biafrans to know more things that we are bringing to the public. A lot of our people, we are supporting Biafra through different ways and the different motives why we need freedom. Different motives why we need freedom in order for us to go back to our ways, to the ways of our life, to the ways of our ancestors, how we need it. That is how we are going. We are coming up with this announcement. Please bear with me. Let me bring it out so you will see. Biafrans are coming out in full force. We are coming out in full force. Yes. But we have to do this announcement so people will know what we are coming to do. But bear with me, bear with me. It is necessary we deliver this message now. So it is for the betterment of every Biafra. What is happening? Oh, yeah. I hope you are here. Please, thank you for staying back. Let us deliver this message. Aha. So, Biafrans, you know, many of our people, many Biafrans are in Europe, America, Australia. We left our land, wandering all over the world, going everywhere looking for greener pasture. And from there, we lost our language. We don't speak our Igbo language again, especially the children we gave birth here in Europe, in America, and every other places where we reside, running for our life. They convinced us, they said that we are going to for greener pasture. Little do we know that the ideology of the Fulanis is to chase us away in order for them to take our land. Today, a lot of things is coming up from this New Testament of Biafra. Those who want to learn Igbo, especially your children, we are creating this place now for people to start learning Igbo. Yeah? If you want to learn Igbo, you see, Ndewo Onyoma, learn the Igbo language and the culture. Our people who is saying we should go back to our ways or the ways of our life, the ways of our ancestors. Everything has been set up. Everything has been set up. As you can see, everything has been set up. You can watch. The contact number is here. The contact number is here. So if you go to Google, you will search this Chineosona. Eh? You will see the contacts and the everything. This is online Igbo training, both our children, both adults, and any level of your life. Then you go here, you can register on how to speak Igbo. The teachers that will teach, everyone is ready teaching our people Igbo. You make your registration. The contact number is also here. The contact number is here as well. Those who want their children to learn Igbo language, those who want to modelize their Igbo language, ndị chọrọ ịsụ Igbo, sụọ Igbo ọfụma ọfụma. There is a school being created, both to your children, adults, even you yourself, because as of now, many people doesn't speak constant Igbo. Please try to write us. Let us direct you on how to do it. My number is running here as well. Then contact number is also here. If you want to know more about it, this is the channel where you have to go. The channel where you have to go and register for the Igbo language. We have to teach our people the Igbo language so that ndị mmadụ asụọ Igbo. We are ready. Biafra has been declared. If you go to Google, you can search for this. You go to Google, you can search for this. Chimaerechukwu Ndewo. You go to Google, you search for this. You register your children where they can learn Igbo. You go to the contact place. They will direct you on how to do. Then, if you don't understand it very well, our number is also here. Call us, or call the contact number that is here. They will direct you on how to go by it. Lovely Biafrans, this is our own. And you know, Fulanis have already destroyed our culture. We are here to restore our culture. They have destroyed our identity. They have destroyed the way of our lives. They have destroyed our language. So, Biafra has been restored. We told you people, when Biafra is restored, all the things we lost will begin to come back. And ihe niile na-aga, we will be teaching it through our own language. A lot of Igbo teachers are ready to teach our people Igbo. And when you begin to think with your own language, then you will be able to know exactly what you are talking about. So, lovely Biafrans, this is our first time to open this place. Next time we will do it better. But if you are really interested and like what we are doing, at least from comment section, we will also know. Again, contact us from 555 Vision. We have our number here. And when you go inside this contact place, you will see people that will direct you on everything you should do in order for us to go back direct to our culture, our heritage, our tradition, and our language. That is what we are offering Biafrans now. You make your registration, you learn Igbo. At least 3 months, you are people, a lot of good teachers that will teach you Igbo. And maybe there are little payments you will do in that place. Then make the registration and make it go. Help us to share this message as well. This is the mission and the things we have for Biafrans. And they want, as we call it a day now. So by next time, now it's not a new, it's now. We are ready. Building side, supporting Biafran Liberation Army.